It is difficult to know what to say about Sweet Charity, Universal's production of the Broadway show of the same name, itself adapted from Federico Fellini's film Nights of Cabiria. Expensively produced, with considerable talent in front of and behind the camera, it is not easy to dismiss, but even tougher to like. Some of the production numbers have snap, but overall the film is uneven and fairly pointless. At 2.5 hours, it is also way too long. I have not seen Cabiria, but Charity is some 40 minutes longer, no doubt partly because of the addition of the musical numbers. That points to the film's big problem. When grounded in theatrical settings, as in Big Spender, Charity has a witty, stylized edge. Off the stage, the sentimental story about a dance hall hostess looking for love takes over. Shirley MacLaine does her best at naive pathos, but the discrepancy between the performer's obvious abilities and the character's lack of them is just about impossible to negotiate. That difference is particularly glaring when Charity confesses in a job interview that she has no experience just after we have seen her belting her way through "There's got to be something better than this." Perhaps Charity should consider the stage? Worse, most of the musical numbers are mediocre, and the best occur early. The longer things wear on, the more gratuitous the singing and jumping around feel. They reach a bizarre low in the elaborate Rhythm of Life number featuring Sammy Davis Jr. as a musician turned preacher who tends to his flock in a parking garage. The sequence has nothing to do with Charity's problems and feels like an overdone AIP youth exploitation movie. On the other hand, Charity's exultation in "I'm a Brass Band" expresses her feelings all right, but surrounded by a uniformed chorus line prancing about Lincoln Center and Lower Manhattan, the sequence is just embarrassing. Charity is one of several overproduced 60s Broadway musical adaptations that equated inflated budgets with audience appeal. It is not the worst example, but it never convinces why this story of a pitiable waif has to be staged like War and Peace. A small-scale, jazzier arrangement, say, tuned to emotions that only song and dance can express, might have been more effective because it is tough to be wowed by hyperventilated production 1 minute, then weep sympathetically at the amorous aspirations of an overgrown child. The performer's contortions in the early production numbers prove that Fosse, in his film directing debut, knows what he's doing. His signature writhing and slithering may be questionably appropriate for much of it, but at least he has attitude. There just isn't enough in the rest of the story to support his sleek sleaze, and so the director and performers cannot deliver on the expectations they arouse. It's tempting to suggest Fosse was miscast, but without him, Sweet Charity would be really pointless.